come out of cadet could come through with a big performance, and we're not going to see anybody at all from Fairleigh Dickinson in the 200-meter dash. So we have the 200-meter dash, we have the 5,000-meter run, the 5K, we've got the 4,000-meter medley, the 4x400 relay, right? So those are all races that we could see Wagner pick up points. The pole vault and the shot put are still yet to be decided, but Fairleigh Dickinson is not a huge competitor in the pole vault, I should say.
Which Carter Nave of Mount St. Mary's, I just have to say, from seeing it from my own eyes, seeing him develop as an athlete, Carter Nave is in a league of his own in men's pole vault, and is the Mount St. Mary's school record holder with for pole vault, and we saw 5.15 meters, almost more than a meter lead over Merrimack.
In shot put, on the other hand, though, Fairleigh Dickinson is a big competitor. In Flight 3 specifically, they had some of the best numbers and the best seed times or seed numbers for the shot put. So keep your eye on that. Fairleigh Dickinson can still pick up points there, but they're going to need to do something spectacular where maybe they wouldn't have been expected to, either in the DMR or in some of the other long-distance races like the 5K. But Fairleigh Dickinson, not all that well known for their distance runners. It seems at this point like there's enough left there from Wagner to still pull this off pretty easily.
Yeah, and we've said this before. Coach Stacy said it's team title or bust for the men's side. And looking at the 5,000-meter runners for Fairleigh Dickinson, you see Christopher Graham, a no time. Alex Cedillo, no time. So we don't know what to expect out of those two respective runners. However, don't expect really FDU on that hand to be a real playmaker in the 5,000, sadly. But it's going to shake out. We will know in about 2 or 3 hours who is the kings and queens of the Northeast Conference. But now first, before we can do all that, we have to run the women's 800, and the women's 800 has a stacked and steady field. The meet record 2:11:35 set back on February 17, 2018 by Mae Thompson, and the ECAC auto qualifier 2:14:44. Look out for Ana Blanco Duran, 2:18:35, and she had the top time, but also Ashley Dana of Central Connecticut. We saw she did it in the mile, second place in the mile. How will Wagner and CCSU be able to contend?
And Bree as well out of LIU, a 2:19.4 time in the preliminary. That was the second best preliminary time.
Yeah, we see Cheyenne Campbell of Fairleigh Dickinson. She is the lone FDU athlete. And then Ashley Dana of Central Connecticut and Inoa Bree of LIU. So those top three teams, none from Sacred Heart, however. Sacred Heart's the second place women's team. No women's 800 athletes, as Megan Schneider did not qualify for this women's 800 final. But Blanco Duran being able to set the pace early.
From Wagner, though, it's Ana Blanca Duran who currently holds the lead.
And here comes Ashley Dana. As we approach the halfway mark, past the halfway mark, I should say, down the straightaway, and a good core group of three of Bree, Dana, and Blanco Duran starting to set up. But here comes Dana making a big time move in the bell lap. Here comes Ashley Dana. How will Blanco Duran be able to respond? It looks like she's doing a tremendous job of it. Bree from LIU also trying to go. It is a three-team battle What can they do?
Headed toward that final stretch. Blanco Duran looking to make another move back into first place. Can she do it? Going step for step now with Ashley Dana, and it's Dana from Central Connecticut.
2:14.31. And she just qualified for the ECAC championships with that time.
So Ana Blanco Duran with a 2:14.31. If you want to talk about how much better the times here are in the final, I beg your pardon. So Dana got first. If I said Blanco Duran, I beg your pardon. Blanco Duran in second with a 2:14.53. Dana in first with a 2:14.31. But if you want to talk about how much better the times here are in the final as opposed to the preliminary, 5 seconds faster for Dana than she was yesterday.
And just looking at the first portion of this race, this is where Dana made her move, swinging out into lane 2, not being afraid to cut in, and then just staving off Blanco Duran from Wagner. That final push from Wagner, Dana gets it done, and she scores 10 points for Central Connecticut, which is huge. That would put CCSU at 62 points. And that up to third place. But Fairleigh Dickinson now holding an 8-point lead over Sacred Heart at 77 points.
It's the lead 8, Central Connecticut 15 back, but Central Connecticut on the women's side here. They've got a lot riding on this 5K, led by Angelia Rafter, who I think everyone is expecting to pick up as many as 10 points here.
Yeah, and for Central Connecticut to be in the running for a women's indoor title, they have not won